Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvabhignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham karishyami siddhir me sada yenakshara samamnayam adhigamya maheshwarat kritsnam vyakaranam proktam tasmai paninaye namaha Vakyakaram vararuchim bhashyakaram patanjalim paninim sutrakarancha pranatosmi munitrayam vagartha vivasamprikto vagarthah pratipattaye jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Namaste. So we will get started with our class. So on our screen we have Bash Dhatu. So we're doing fill in the blanks with Bash Dhatu. So let me, I can do that with you. So if we have Bash, you see at the top of the screen here. So Bash, the Angam is Basha. Then, all right, let's fill this in. Pratama Purusha, Ekavachanam, Bhashate. Pratama Purusha, Bahuvachanam, Bhashante. Madhyama Purusha, Ekavachanam, Bhashase. And we're going to review this, so no worry if this is not connecting. Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachanam, Bhashadhve. Then Uttama Purusha Dvivachanam, Bhashavahe. Bhashamahe. Okay, so hopefully this is looking familiar, not looking completely new. So let's go back to the other screen. So what we have been covering is we're covering Atmanepada. So right in our review, obviously we start with the sentence Vakyam, two types of Vakyam, or not two types of Vakyam, two types of Padani, which is Tingantam Padam and Subantam Padam. Tingantam Padam is made up of two things, Dhatuhu plus Ting Pratyaya, and Subantam is made up of Pratipadikam plus Supratyaya. Now, the Dhatu is in 10 groups and 3 types, P, A, U. We've seen Parasmaipadi Dhatus up until last class. Then the last class, we started entering to Atmanepadi Dhatu. Okay, so these Atmanepadi Dhatus will take Atmanepada suffixes. So on the screen, you'll see some Atmanepadi dhatus, starting with iksh all the way down to save. And the anga, because this is first gana, we only add a at the end. Now the suffixes look a little bit different than parasmaipada. So we have te, ite, ante. So let's say it together. You can repeat after me. Te, ite, ante. Se, ite, dwe. E, bahe, mahe. Okay, so the parasmaipada was a lot of E's, ti, anti. Here it's a lot of A's. So that's one way we can remember it. So Atmanepada has a lot of A. Okay, that's how we can remember that. A. Atmanepada starts with A. Okay, so now last time we were talking about lab dhatu. So in our workbook, we can just turn to the previous page, page 31 in your workbook. So lab dhatu, this is what we were working on last time. So lab, 1A to gain, and labha. At the same time, while we're doing this, you could open up your volume 1 textbook. And then volume 1 textbook, you can open to page 38 to have the suffixes in front of you. So you'll have these suffixes, te, ite, ante. Let me know if you can't see very clearly, if you need anything to be bigger, etc. Okay, I can adjust. So last time we were talking about, if I have labha is my anga, and I want to add the suffix te. If I want to add the suffix te, I just add it. So labha te. Okay. Now we're going to cover this today, but laba plus ante becomes labhante. Laba plus se, we get laba se. We're just adding them, putting them together. Laba plus dwe, we get laba dwe. And here, that a becomes long. Laba plus vahe becomes labha vahe. Laba plus mahe becomes labha mahe. Okay, so now let's work on these three boxes here. Okay. So now for the Pratama Purusha Dvivachanam, so we had 3 stars. So labate, blank, labante. So I'm talking about that third person dual form. Now for that form, we're going to need what we need on the board. So here's the rule on the board. So you can write this down onto your page. This is also called guna sandhi. This is also called guna sandhi, one part of guna sandhi. A sandhi is a phonetical change. So now here I have labha and I plus ite. Labha plus ite, right? So here and the rule is that when I have a or a, it can be either one. A or a next to e or e, both become a. Okay, so when I have a or a next to e or e, they both become a. So here in our example, right, we have labha, which ends with an akara, and I'm adding ite. And I'm adding ite, sorry, long e. Let me just add that little hat. Ite. So I have akara next to long e. So then both are going to be replaced by A. So it's going to be labete. Okay, I have labha plus ite. Give a thumbs up if you are following along, if this is okay, or if you need me to slow down, let me know. Let me know in the chat if this doesn't make any sense. So I'm doing third person dual, labha, a plus e, both become a, and so then it becomes labhete. Is it long E or short E per the table? So if you look at the table on page 38 of your book 1, it is long E. So any of these combinations could apply. If I have a next to E or E, both become A. If I have a next to E or E, both become A. So any of these permutation combination. It is short E on page 38. My page 38 has long E. I don't okay. So yeah. Okay. So it should be long E. So if you have a short E, just correct that to long E. Okay, so here we did a little bit of sandhi. Labha plus ite becomes labete. Now you can also do the same thing with madhyama purusha dvivachanam. So labha plus ite. So I have akara next to long E, and they both become a, so it becomes labete. Both get replaced by a. So labete. So so far we have labate, labete, labhante. You can say it with me. Labase, labete, labadwe. Blank, labavahe, and labamahe. Okay, so now let's fill in that blank. Okay, so here is the rule for the other blank. So hopefully you have some room on that page to also write this rule here. This is also called pararupa sandhi. Okay, so last time I was calling it something else. Don't. Last time was last time. We're gonna move on from that. And here's what's the rule for. Labante, and also, so this is first person singular, and this is also ruled for third person plural. So just so we know. When I have a plus guna, both get replaced by guna. Okay, so guna is a technical term which refers to these three letters. So guna is just a name, a grouping of these three letters. So these three friends are called guna, a, and o. So a can be next to a can be next to a can be next to o, either one. When that happens, that second letter will replace both. So a plus a is replaced by a. A plus a is replaced by a. A plus O is replaced by O. So here in first person, oops, don't want that. This. Okay. So before I do that, so first I have akara of labha, and I want to add the suffix a because this is first person singular. Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam. So a is next to e, both get replaced by, sorry, a is next to a and both get replaced by a. So labhe. A and a both get replaced by a. So labhe is our final answer. Okay, so far we have labate, labete, labhante, labase, labete, labadve, labhe, labhavahe, labhamahe. Okay, so let me erase these things here. And let's look at some different examples. So if I have iksha plus ite, this is that guna sandhi. So iksha, I have a plus e that both become a. So it becomes ikshete. Kash, kasha plus ite becomes kashete. Okay, number 3. Can you tell me what happens if I have iksh plus a? Can you tell me in the chat what happens? Okay, great. So, ikshe. You just combine it. Well, you don't just combine it, you do pararupa sandhi. Ikshe. Okay, great. Long E. Ikshe. Okay. So we all get 3 stars for learning sandhi rules this late at night. That's a big thing. Sandhi rules at night is a tough thing to do. Okay, so here's our final chart. This is what it looks like, right? Labate, labete, labante, labase, labete, labadve, labe, labavahe, labamahe. Okay. Let's do some more practice. So let's fill in the rest for Kash. So we already did some of Kash in last class. Let's just fill in the blanks. So I'll just share my screen with you. So we did some of Kash last time. We'll just fill in the blanks. Okay, so can you tell me what's in this blank? And I'll fill in this last one. Okay, so kash, and I'm adding ite, so it becomes, yeah, looking good. The answers are looking good. All right, kashete and kash e te. Okay. All right, let's say it together. And if you feel confident, maybe try to not look at your paper, okay? Kashate, kashete, kashante, kashase, say it with me. Kashete, kashadve, kashe, kashavahe, kashamahe. Okay, so just so we remember how we translate these things. So this means kash is 1A to shine. So what is how do I translate kash e the? How do I translate kash e the? What is the translation of that? So can someone tell me in the chat? Okay, yep. So this second person means you, and then we're dual. So you too shine. You too shine. Whoever, but you all shine, really. I shouldn't say you too shine. But you don't know who two people I'm talking about. That's all right. All right. So I think we're getting pretty good with translation too. So he shines, they or yeah, he she shine. Well, it's masculine. So he shines. Uh, those two shine. They all shine, etc., etc. We did the middle one. All right. Let's go to Bod. Bod. Some of it we did next also. So I'll fill in the ones we already did last time. You fill in the blanks. You fill in these blanks. You can tell me in the chat, or you don't have to tell me in the chat. You just do it on your paper. Okay, I'm gonna purposefully make a few mistakes here. So tell me where my mistakes are also. Yeah, so someone said Uttama Purusha Ekavachanam. Uttama Purusha, I said Badha. Badha is not the right answer. It should be Badhe. Okay, someone else said Pratama Purusha Ekavachanam. Yeah, it's not badati. I don't know. I was thinking Parasmaipada. I got confused, right? No, but it's not even correct in Parasmaipada. So badate, correct? And then someone says, okay, first person, plural is wrong. Yeah, because I put badavahe. It should be badhavahe. So that's great. Oh, just kidding. Shibadamahe. Okay, great. Madhyama Purusha, Dvivachanam. Yep. So there's that one's incorrect also. Badete. All right. So it should look like this now, after all. I think we got all the mistakes. Badate. So say it with me. Badate, badhete, badhante, badase, badhete, badadve, badhe, badhavahe, badhamahe. That's such a Vedanta thing to use the verb to negate. He negates, she negates. You two negate, I negate. We never use that verb otherwise. Okay. Do we want to do one more? Yeah, one more? Okay, let's just finish Bosch. So we did Bosch, we did part of it in the warm-up. Let's just finish the rest of it. Bashate, Bashete, Bashante, Bashase, Bashete, Bashadve, Bashe, Bashavahe, Bashamahe. So the rule for this one, this Pararupa Sandhi, is the same rule for this one up here. Because I have akara next to one of the guna letters, which is akara, both get replaced by akara. Here I have akara next to ekara, which is one of the guna letters, both get replaced by ekara. So it's the same rule, but it looks slightly different between these two, just so we know that. Okay, let me know if you need me to keep this to bring this back. I'm gonna take it off the screen. So let me know if you need it for longer. So let's look at the back of our book book 1, exercise number 4. It's this page 164 in my book. Hopefully it's 164 in your book. It looks like this, what's on the screen. Okay, so let's do some practice with this. Technology is so nice. I can show things on the big screen. Okay. All right. So let's do some practice with this. So now this is reversing what we did. Before we were combining the dhatu plus pratyaya. Dhatu is what we call an anga, and we're combining the two to make a verb. Here, the verb is already made on the left-hand column, and then we want the information afterwards. Now, if I want information on these dhatus, what page should I open up to on the book? So example, iksh. How do I know what iksh means? What page should I look at? Yeah, so not quite 40, it's page 37. Page 37. So you can flip, hold your finger in page 37. So between 164 and page 37, you could flip back and forth. Okay, so here we have ikshe. So I have the dhatu ikshe. This is first person singular. Dhatu is iksh. And notice it's not iksha, it's iksh. So I need that virama at the end. 1A, meaning to see. Sorry, not very clear, but it says to see. Okay, now ikshe means, so it's first person singular. So I see. Okay, so that's an example of how we do this one. Let's do this one. No, we already did bad. Let's look at a new one. Let's do yatante. No, that's too easy. Let's do these are all too easy. Okay, fine. We'll just do Ramamahe. Ramamahe. So in the chat, why don't you tell me all the information for Ramamahe? Okay, still no one has given me complete information. Yeah, okay. Kumar, nice job. Okay, so on page 37, we can find Ram, Harprasadji, Mukherjee, Nilamaji. Okay, nice. So Ram, Dhatu, 1A. We need to write 1A. To play, to rejoice. And since it's first person plural, it's we all play or we all rejoice. Ram. Okay? We all play, we all rejoice. So now I think we get how to do this homework, right? So the homework is to finish exercise number 4. Okay, let's see how many. Okay, let's just do just the left side, just one side of this. Okay, so I won't give too much homework. Just one, this whole left column, we'll finish the left column this time. Unless you want the whole thing. I don't know. But let's just say the left, just the left column. Okay. So this is page 164. Homework is the left whole side of the column, page 164. If you want, you can send me a picture of your homework so that I can look over it, but also to keep you accountable. And if your homework is really good, I usually share it with the whole class. So neat handwriting is a plus. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Do we have class next week? That's a great question. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving. We won't have class because I don't want to be in class by myself. I'm ready to have class, but I don't think any of you will be ready to have class. So we won't have class next Thursday. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. We'll come back at 8:11.